Today is the day, gentlemen. Come back home. Get up out of the mud. And if you can't get up on your own, cry out to God and he'll meet you there and he'll pull you up like he did in the book of Psalms for David. David said, he pulled me out of the miry clay, the mud. I was stuck. I was consumed. I was lost. So get up out of the mud. Get up out of your shame. Don't listen any longer to the lies of the enemy and get going back home to your Father. He will meet you. He will embrace you. He will love you. And he will continue to be the Father that he is to you. He loves you and he's waiting for you to come home.
Welcome to the front line.
All teams ready?
In Luke chapter 15, Jesus tells a story about a father who had two sons. And the one son, he was really tempted by the world. He goes to his dad. He's like, Dad, I want to leave. I want to leave the house. It's time for me to go out into the world. I would like my inheritance now. Before I leave, I want my part of the inheritance. And his dad is like, okay, fine. If that's your choice, you're at the age now where you can choose, you have freedom, you have liberties. If this is the choice for your life that you want to make, because you are my son, because I promise you an inheritance, here's your part of the inheritance. And this young man goes out into the world. He moves out of the house. He leaves home. And the Bible says that he lived a party lifestyle. And he goes out there, and we learn at the end of the story that part of that party lifestyle was spending his money that his father gave to him on prostitutes and just a party lifestyle, just sin. He wasted his money on sin. And he came to the end of his money. He came to the end of that thrill of the party lifestyle. There was no joy. There was no peace. There was no friends. He had nobody in his life. He had no food, no money, no job, no roof over his head. This guy lived like a fool, and he wasted all of his money. Again, money that his dad had been saving up for him, but he demanded it. I want to do my own thing. I want to live my own way. And the father let him because of free will. And this guy just lived like a fool, wasted all his money. And now he finally got himself a job. And it was the lowest of jobs, but it was a job. And it was to feed the pigs on a farm for a farmer. And he's sitting there feeding pigs slop and whatever pigs eat. And he was so hungry that he said, the Bible says that he's like, man, I could eat the food of the pigs. I'm so hungry. And then he says to himself, the Bible says, when he came to his senses, we all have that time in our lives where we realize, man, what am I thinking? Why did I make this stupid choice? Why did I go this way when I knew that God was leading me this way? Why was I selfish instead of obeying God? Why did I only think about myself? And in doing so, I rejected my family, my children, my friends, people that actually care about me. What was I thinking? And we come to our senses and we realize the mess that we've made. And this guy comes to his senses, sitting there in the mud, and he begins to write this script inside of his thoughts. He's like, I'm going to go back home. He's like, I'm going to go back home and I'm going to tell my father that I'm not worthy. I've sinned against God. I've sinned against my father. I've wasted my life. I've made royal mistakes. I have nothing going for me at all. Please forgive me. I'm not worthy to be called your son. And so he starts heading home. And the Bible says that as he got closer to home, his father was watching for him. And I just imagine this father every day getting up, looking, if they had binoculars back in those times, he would put on the binoculars. just looking in the distance off the front porch of his house, wondering, is this going to be the day when my son who's lost, will this be the day that he comes home, back to his father, his home, the place of his belonging? And so this one day he's looking and he sees his son coming home from a distance. And the Bible says that he runs after his son, right? He didn't say, oh, there's my mess of a child coming home. Let's see if he makes it all the way. Let's see if he's even gonna commit to that, to coming all the way home. Boy, when he gets here, I'm gonna rip into him. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. There was none of that. None of that was even a thought on this father's mind. He ran out to meet his son a distance away. And the Bible says that when he saw him, when he got to him, he fell down and hugged him and kissed his neck and was so just overjoyed that his son was coming back home to his father. And the son begins to rehearse this script that he had planned. And he says, Father, I have sinned against God. I've sinned against you. And the father doesn't even respond to it. There's no record in the Bible of his father responding to his son's confession of what was true. This son really did screw things up. He really did sin against his dad and against God. But his father didn't want to hear anything about it because his son came home. He was home. That's all that mattered to the father. And he tells his servants, come on, kill the fatted calf. We're going to have a party. Get my ring, get my robe, put a robe on him, put the ring on him. My son has come home. He's now looked upon as royalty. My son is back home where he belongs. And they threw a party for him, rejoicing that he came home. The father was filled with love. His arms were open wide to his lost son. Maybe you are that son. Maybe you right now are that lost son. God is calling you home right now. You've been lost too long. I've been waiting with open arms to welcome you home again. Today is the day, gentlemen. Come back home. Get up out of the mud. And if you can't get up on your own, cry out to God and he'll meet you there and he'll pull you up like he did in the book of Psalms for David. David said, he pulled me out of the miry clay, the mud. I was stuck. I was consumed. I was lost. So get up out of the mud. Get up out of your shame. Don't listen any longer to the lies of the enemy and get going back home to your father. He will meet you. He will embrace you. He will love you, and he will continue to be the father that he is to you. He loves you, and he's waiting for you to come home. Don't wait. Today is the day for you to return back to your father.